Hello, and welcome to the Intel Brief, your daily intelligence briefing on global geopolitics. Today is Monday, 29 July. I'm your host Daniel, the founder of HM Intelligence. Every weekday, we bring you not just the news, but the so what from events and decisions that shape our world. The brief will be short and sharp, allowing you to stay up to date on the go. So grab a coffee and get ready to be informed. In today's update, we'll be covering Biden's proposed sweeping changes for the US Supreme Court, world leaders expressing skepticism over the voting in Venezuela, and France's fibre optic cables that were sabotaged. So firstly, President Joe Biden plans to propose major changes to the Supreme Court, which is currently controlled by the conservative justices. His proposals include setting a term limit and creating a strict code of conduct for the court's 9 justices who now serve for life. Biden wants a constitutional amendment to end the broad presidential immunity. However, these changes are unlikely to pass since Congress is closely divided and there are only 99 days left before the next US presidential election. Biden will present these ideas in a speech at former President Johnson's library in Austin, Texas. The proposed changes would require justices to follow strict rules, such as disclosing gifts and avoiding political activities. Justices would need to step away from cases where they or their spouses have a conflict of interest. Biden's plan includes an 18-year term limit for justices to prevent any single president from having too much long-term influence. Another key proposal is a constitutional amendment to ensure that former presidents can be charged and tried for crimes. Biden emphasized that no one, including the president or the Supreme Court justices, are above the law. Biden's push for these reforms comes after the Supreme Court, with a 6-3 conservative majority, made several controversial decisions. This included the overturning of Roe v. Wade, a ruling on abortion rights, and a blocking of Biden's policies on immigration, student loans, vaccine mandates, and climate change. The court also supported Trump's claims of immunity as a former president, which he is now using to fight criminal charges. Additionally, scandals involving conservative justices accepting luxury vacations from a Republican donor have damaged the court's reputation and highlighted the need for reform. So what? As a non-American, I find it interesting to look at the American system from the outside. While it is robust, with several levels allowing for oversight and limits on control, the one point of clear control is the Supreme Court. Due to its position as the country's highest court, its decisions are final, meaning that whoever can control this court can make key decisions for the country. This poses some clear issues during such polarizing times. Some of these changes seem like a no-brainer, such as having to declare gifts. However, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, and if any of them pass. And next, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro declared peace, stability, and justice after the Electoral Council confirmed he had won 51% of the vote in national elections. However, this result has been met with skepticism around the globe. His opponent, who was barred from running, claimed her surrogate had won 70% of the vote, contradicting the Electoral Council's statement that he received only 44%. The international community has voiced serious concerns about the electoral results, with US Secretary of State Blinken and German officials calling for detailed and transparent publication of the results. Additionally, the UK and Chile also expressed doubts, with Chilean president stating that the results were hard to believe and demanding transparency. The EU's foreign policy chief emphasized the need for full transparency to respect the will of the Venezuelan people. Despite the skepticism, Maduro received congratulations from several regional and global allies such as Cuba, Russia, and China. So what? This result seems like it was decided well before the election was held. There is a large amount of evidence indicating that the election was fixed, from videos of gangs removing voting boxes, voter intimidation, and also the final result being wildly inconsistent. In some results, the total percentage got well over 130%, with numerous candidates getting exactly 4.6%, which is strange to see. It seems likely that the actual vote did not matter at all, and the numbers were just decided at some point by the current president. And lastly, France has experienced a new wave of sabotage, this time targeting the fibre optic networks of several telecommunications companies. Police reported that installations belonging to a few of these companies were targeted and vandalized in 6 areas around the country, including regions near Luxembourg and Paris. However, the capital itself, which is currently hosting the Olympics, has not been affected. The damage has caused widespread internet outage for 11,000 clients across the country. The acts of vandalism occurred on Sunday night, prompting confirmation and condemnation by French Secretary of State for Digital Affairs, Marina Ferrari. She stated that the Defense Electronic Communication Center is working with the affected operators to fully resolve communications and services within the day. Investigations into the incident have been launched, highlighting the ongoing efforts to address and mitigate the impact of sabotage during the Olympics. So what? This is another blow to France's international reputation when it comes to security and intelligence. It is likely that the security services will be working overtime to stop any further disruptions from happening during the Olympics. Additionally, while it is possible that the attackers will be identified as a small group or even lone actors, there is still the possibility the attacks are being organized, funded, and backed by a state actor, namely Russia or Iran, and that they are just using the large number of issue-motivated groups in France to carry out the kinetic part of these actions. In the meantime, it is likely that France will be stepping up its security around the country as the Olympics are ongoing. Thank you for listening to the Intel Briefing, your daily intelligence brief on global geopolitics, brought to you by HM Intelligence. If you want to support this podcast, tell your friends to help them stay informed, and leave us a 5-star review. Or if you want to learn more about intelligence, why not take one of our courses? They are all online, self-paced, and affordable. Thank you for listening. I've been your host Daniel, and I'll see you next time.